Today, we have one of Australia's best real estate agents here, Adriano Persichetti from My Agent Real Estate in Victoria, head of sales. And he's going to go through with us what happens in an appraisal. So if you call him out to come to your house and it's your first time, you've never done it before, what actually happens? What's he going to talk to you about? So we're going to pretend that I'm the person selling my home. So Adriano.
Are we going to do a role play?
Yeah.
I thought we were just going to have a question and answer.
We can just talk.
Okay.
So tell me, if I'm thinking about selling for the first time,
what should you do?
What happens?
Very simple.
Never done it before.
First thing you should do is call me. No, seriously, you should call me.
I know nothing about you.
Why
would I call you?
Well, because if you want the best. You just gave me a massive intro.
Yeah.
If you're thinking of selling anywhere in Melbourne or surrounds, you should call Adriano.
Why?
Because I'm the best.
Prove it.
I'm happy to prove it. Get me in your home.
So if you didn't know, Adriano was actually nominated Beveridge's #1 agent 2 years running.
Yes.
Which is a suburb just out of Metro Melbourne.
Correct.
First suburb of regional. Sold heaps and heaps of homes there, smashed heaps of records and prices, heaps and heaps of happy clients as well.
But I don't only sell in Beveridge.
He doesn't only sell there, but he sells all over Melbourne.
All over Melbourne. So we're not an area specific real estate agent brand, as in franchise brand, as you might drive up and down the strip and see 4 or 5 agents. That's not us at My Agent Real Estate. We're set up differently. Probably that's what COVID has taught us, that you don't need to be a real estate agent in a local area anymore. Buyers don't buy from real estate agents, they buy from the property. So it's how well the property is presented and how well that agent articulates your home.
Yeah.
And the marketing strategy that he puts in place is ultimately what's going to bring buyers through. And then you're employing that agent to sell your home to the people that actually come in. So we sell everywhere, so we're not area specific. But yes, 2 years running in Beveridge.
So if I want to sell, what do I do?
So if you sell, what you want to do? Well, the first thing you should do, as I said initially, you should call me. But if you don't want to call me, which I think is a mistake, you should call 1 or 2 agents out to your home. And I think before you even start to do anything to get your home ready for sale, because that's part and parcel of what you would need to do potentially. But the first thing you would do is, backtrack. The first thing you should do is make the decision that you're selling. If you're on the fence and you want some advice, definitely get some agents out. But the hardest decision is to actually make that decision to sell your home. Most people think, I only want to sell if I get top dollar, but then they're going to have to buy and they want to buy cheap. That doesn't happen anymore. So I think the first decision is make the decision that you want to sell. Then obviously get a couple of agents through to give you, I guess, an opinion of what the market is doing, an opinion of the value of your home, but most importantly, an opinion of what you need to do to the home in order to maximise your sale price. It's the first thing that you should do.
So what I've seen as a photographer is everyone has a different standard of cleanliness.
Yes.
And obviously that presentation of the property is massive when it comes to the end selling price.
Correct.
Because you might have a property that's got a big block size, heaps of bedrooms, needs maintenance, not presented properly, cluttered, and that can really affect the end price that the person gets,
Massively affect it.
But I've seen that everyone has, like some people are neat freaks and then other people are hoarders and they think they've cleaned.
Yep.
So
I sell homes right around Melbourne. So I get to see different homes, different markets every week. And I see the buyers that come through. And the one thing I will tell you with any type of market, whether it's Wyndham Vale, Pakenham, Port Melbourne, South Melbourne, Beveridge, Preston, whatever, the thing that I see most commonly at the moment in the marketplace is buyers are happy to spend more money on a property that is turnkey ready that they don't have to do any work to. Now, granted, there are going to be some older homes, some homes that people have gone into nursing homes or some dated homes out there that it probably wouldn't make any difference whether you spend money to cosmetically renovate it.
Yep.
That's a different kettle of fish. But if you're looking at, 70 to 75% of homes in the Melbourne market, most buyers will pay more money for a home that is turnkey ready. That's just the way that it is.
That's probably because most people aren't hands-on, don't want to start getting trades in to fix it, would rather pay the extra 100K and just be like, it's done.
100K, 200K, 300K,
Yeah.
I think, with inflation where it is, cost of living pressures, tradespeople, cost of building materials and supplies, it's really expensive now to do that type of stuff. So providing that turnkey property solution is king at the moment. And that's part of what I would do is coming in is actually talk about what you should do. So what's going to make sense to add value so for the dollar that you spend, you want to really be getting minimum $2 to $3 back. That's what I look at. If you're going to spend a dollar for dollar, no point in doing it. But if that dollar is going to bring you $2 or $3 back, sometimes $4 back, then yes, that's what I would be advising that you potentially look at doing, because ultimately that's what I want me to do, get you the most value for your home.
What do you suggest for someone who wants to sell, needs some maintenance done, but they don't have cash to do that?
Yep, so there's a couple of ways to go about it. I'm only looking at what I do, and I've got a really good group of suppliers and tradespeople that I do use that have different types of payment structures. There are companies even out there these days where they're almost like a little loan scenario for the purpose of selling, where you give them the bill of what it costs, they pay it, and then there's obviously a percentage extra that they would charge. So there's that element of it.
Yeah.
Credit cards, personal loans, borrow from family and friends. Like, there's a range of ways that you can do it. It's got to be cost effective for you to do, but ultimately it's got to bring you the money. So if you're spending that dollar, you want to be getting a return on your investment.
Yeah. So working with you for many years now, I've seen so many houses get turned over, and nearly all of them that you list are immaculately presented, staged,
Clean.
Very, very few we've listed that don't have furniture, aren't clean.
Yep.
And that's obviously amounted into so many awesome results that have smashed the reserve price.
Yep.
So if you don't know what a reserve price is, that's what the vendor kind of would sell at. So
On auction day. Yep.
Yeah, so the house is
Say
800 grand.
Yep.
They say, yep, put it on the market. And some of these properties are going 950 plus, 150K above reserve. Like you had one recently in Brunswick.
Yeah,
John
that was one of
Persichetti
property. Yeah, John's property.
Yeah.
Well, that was a little bit different. That was, the owners didn't spend any money on that.
Yeah. But that
was-
one still broke reserve.
It still got
Yeah.
a really awesome result. That was probably more area specific.
Yeah.
Market in that area tightly held.
Yeah.
Really good home in Brunswick.
But it's not just the presentation of the property
No,
that
it's-
makes the value explode out. And that's what really the real estate agent's job is to do, is to increase the value of the home.
3 Ps in real estate.
So it's negotiation skills,
price,
marketing.
presentation and promotion.
Yeah.
Ultimately
Price,
allows
presentation, promotion, and Persichetti.
and Persichetti. The 4 Ps.
The 4 Ps.
The 4 Ps. You
we
heard
go.
that in first.
We just made that.
That was good, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that.
The 4 Ps.
So the 4 Ps, but yeah. So price, presentation, promotion, and Persichetti all culminates in getting you a good result. So yeah, the property's obviously got to be priced right. It's got to be presented as a whole.
Yeah.
And it's got to be promoted correctly in order to find you the right type of buyer, not the first buyer,
Yeah.
the right type of buyer, or the competition to create to get you the best possible outcome. And then yes, the agent that you instill needs to know what they're doing. They need to know how to talk to buyers. They need to know how to showcase your home. They need to know how to articulate selling your home to buyers that come through.
Yeah.
Answer any questions, answer emails. And ultimately, if you're selecting an agent, what I would do is select an agent that also is going to be the auctioneer on your home, not someone that has never seen the home that comes in that you have to pay, or someone that doesn't know you, the market, or the buyers, comes in and calls an auction. There's a massive disconnect there. So I think selecting an agent that is a good auctioneer, to me, that's the final cherry on the top, really. So yeah, getting back to it, I think we're digressing a little bit, but yeah, getting an agent in. A good agency out there will be able to tell you what you need to do to your home in order to present it to get you maximum value. Paints, walls, declutter, change flooring, put lights, gardens, staging, all that type of stuff. A really good clean of the home for the first open, really, really important. And then obviously promotion of the property, so good quality photography, video tours. No agent does video tours, by the way, but I do. Full length property tours from start to finish. I walk by through the home. I talk for 10 to 20 minutes on every room. Show the home in its entirety. So that's really important. So a lot of visual content, marketing not only online, but social media content as well is really, really crucial. And then ultimately that will enable a good agent to showcase your home and get you the best possible outcome.
So what are some examples of properties that you've sold that have kind of gone above and beyond?
Pretty much all of them.
All of them,
I'm not going to lie. The last couple of properties have done, well, the market at the moment is pretty good. Even though interest rates have gone up. Thankfully, we had a reprieve this month, which was good. But, interest rates have gone up. They're at 4.1%. They will go up again.
Yeah.
There's talk about it probably happening next month. Last couple of results, there was one that I sold in South Melbourne. It was a small one bedroom in Napier Street. It was a really unique ground level unit in an older complex built in the 1970s, ahead of its time, that one there. Very well presented, so the owner spent money in fully renovating that one. And I'd sold for the family in the past, so we automatically went down the auction path. We spent, they actually didn't think about spending money on video tools and social media until I actually told them, just jump on our social media, jump on our Facebook page and just watch the video tools that we do. And they were hooked. So that was, the video tool and the video content that we do, that we push through social media had massive reach. That had something like 130,000 sets of eyeballs that just watched the tour alone, not including all the reels and stories that we do. That ultimately had like 70 groups through a campaign of 3 weeks for a unit of that ilk in that location, higher priced than what other units were selling for. I need to tell you that there was nothing that we compared it to. So most units in our complex were selling, renovated were selling around the 460, 470, 480. We priced that 490 to 540. So it was already above the market, and to have 70 groups that inspected it and then selling for even more than that. It's off for 677 on auction day. That obliterated
677.
677.
Yeah.
Wow. So again, a testament to the owners listening, to presenting the property well. We staged it, promoted through social media. We really marketed the video tools and the video content we did, and ultimately they got the exposure that it had. I mean, I had calls from people that were interstate that never saw the property, just it popped up on their social sponsored ads, and they watched the video and they're like, oh, what's this? So yeah, a lot of that stuff enables me to showcase our clients' homes to the masses, and that's one thing that we do all that in-house here at Margin Real Estate. We don't. There's many agents now out there use external social media companies that think that do justice, and it doesn't.
Well, my initial question was what happens in an appraisal. So you tell me what happens.
Sure. Well, what happens in appraisal? But then you said, what do I do to get?
What are some examples and all that?
Sure.
We went into the maintenance and the.
Sure. So appraisals are very much the same. It's obviously a process where an agent would come in, walk through the house. You'd explain obviously what you've done to the house.
Yeah.
They'll sit there and go through properties that have sold similar in the area, give you a comparison on what they feel it's worth in the market, talk strategy, method of sale, talk marketing. And then if they're any good, we'll look at trying to get your business there and then. And obviously if you're comfortable to do that, then you'd move forward. And then there'd be a progression as to what then needs to be done in order to get the house ready for sale.
Yeah. So then photos. So they'll give you advice on what things you might need to clean up or change.
Correct.
Such
Declutter.
as light fittings.
All that type of stuff. Light fittings, paint. Again, if they're good at what they do and they're diligent and they're thorough, even to cleaning windows inside and out, changing light fittings to make sure that the lights are all one colour, not different colour lights, because it affects the video and the photos. So it's the 1%. Everyone talks about 1%ers. The old sporting analogy comes in to this. The 1%ers ultimately, the more 1%ers you do, the better chance you've got of winning. It's the same thing with selling your home. All these little 1%ers that I would advise the client do will ultimately allow me to get you a better outcome. So all that type of stuff, gardens inside and out.
Yeah. So it's probably good to think of it from a buyer's perspective. If you were buying a house, what would you want to see?
Spot on.
And if you're going to spend all this money and, do you want to buy a house that has cracks in the walls, it's got grimy taps, it's not painted.
It smells funny.
It smells
dirty,
funny, yeah.
Garden's overgrown.
Yeah, it's like that's the kind of thing you want to lowball on rather than, I'm going to pay a bit extra because this one's nice.
Because we're falling in love.
And just a little simple grass mow can change the look of a home.
Just adding mulch in a front garden bed and cutting your grass.
Yeah.
The presentation of the home when you first drive up to it, the perception already is so much better than someone driving up to home and things are overgrown. It's the same thing when you walk into prime example.
Yeah.
You walk into a restaurant. If the restaurant is neat and tidy and it's clean and you get a friendly invitation welcoming you into the restaurant, you sit down and the table's nice, the chair's not wonky, it feels good.
Yeah.
Your already perception is, I'm really looking forward to eating here.
Yeah.
If you walk into a restaurant that's dirty, Like there's dirty walls, dirty floors, like it's sticky, decor's old, the chairs are broken. It makes you sometimes feel a little bit uncomfortable going, oh God, I wonder what the food's going to be like in here.
Yeah.
Same, that's a really good analogy I've used. The same thing with buyers inspecting the home. First presentations are everything. So if your home looks good on the outside, they're already going to go, I can't wait to see what it looks like on the inside. And if it's great on the inside, they've emotionally hooked, and then they'll know that they have to stretch in order to try and buy it.
So that's another thing too. People might dig deeper if they see cracks, or they might be like, what else is wrong? Or the footing's gone, or the footings, is that the right term?
Yeah, footings. Yeah.
Footings, like
stumps,
footings, the slab cracked.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Did these recent earthquakes do some damage?
Yeah, and that's where you're right, that's when buyers will start to have doubts.
Yeah.
Some will get turned off, some of them want to investigate, some building inspections and all that type of stuff. And, you know, if by doing that stuff that you take it away from buyers' mindset, and buyers will feel more comfortable, then ultimately that buying a home it's emotional. It's pulling on the heartstrings. So if you give a buyer something that they can feel that this is going to be home, then and it pulls on their emotional heartstrings, they will ultimately, they should stretch in order to try and buy it.
Yeah. So let's just say I've decided, hey, I want to go with you, Adriano. What do I need to do then? Contracts, you know. So the sale authority. Ready for a photography date, what kind of marketing package do you do?
Sure.
Yeah.
So the first thing obviously would be, well, we agree on marketing, we'd agree on process already. So we'd agree on method of sale. So whether you're wanting to go at auction or private or whatever, that would be agreed upon. We'd agree upon the marketing schedule as to what you'd like to use. And once you've agreed on that and that you're happy for the agent or myself to move forward with, then we'd obviously sign an agreement, sales agreement, an auction authority enacting me to act on your behalf. And then we'd set some dates around photography and how long it's going to take to get things done. And then that's when obviously we'd book, in some instances where we need to get tradespeople out to do certain things, we're not going to know there and then, time frame of when the property will be ready. In some instances that, you know, there's only minor things to do, then obviously I would ring you and book you in on the night and say, are you free this night or this night? And we'd say, yep. So then we'd work towards that date to have everything ready by that date. And then once you come out, we do our photos and the video content, then it can be anywhere from 2 or 3 days up to a week for that stuff to come back. And then obviously we'd then go live to market. Social media marketing strategy would start, internet advertising would start, and then opens would start. And ultimately, if you're going to auction, which most people would, then it's a four-week campaign on the market. All culminating to auction day on the last Saturday.
Call it bang. Settlement
flexible, 30, 45, 60 days is common. Because obviously buyers want to buy, they want to move in. Some will do longer. Some vendors want longer because they need to buy. So we'd stipulate the vendors are needing a 90 or 120-day settlement. Some buyers might need to have a longer settlement because they've got to sell their home. So that's when you do a longer settlement. 30 to 60 days is pretty common for settlement.
So you've got to pay, so the buyer of my home has to pay a deposit? 10% on the auction day?
10% is standard on auction day.
And then the rest of the money I will get?
At settlement. 30, 45, 60, 90, 120 days. Correct.
And if I was to get maintenance done, sometimes we can work in a deal where the people who did the work get paid after the fact. Deposit or after the settlement.
That also happens with us too. So we've got that facility. It's
really good.
Not every agent will, but you know, it's all situation depending. But yes, there's that avenue as well.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adriano.
No worries.
Great info there.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Thinking of selling, call me.
What's your phone number again?
0402 055 437.
Yes, I've worked with Adriano for many, many years. Super passionate guy. Loves selling properties. He's really good at talking to people, and he's authentic too. Just no crap, no bullshit, no crap. He'll just tell you as it is because he wants the best for you.
Spot on.
And that's win-win situations. They're the best in life.
No
you
bullshit.
Win here, everyone wins. That's
no
the
bullshit
best
to
scenario.
vendors and no bullshit to buyers. That's the one thing agents, unfortunately, I know we're digressing now, but agents have given a bad name to the industry, and I've been doing this a long time now, and I don't like to pull the wool over anyone's eye. So I'm pretty honest and open, and for both sides, not just vendors, but buyers as well. I think you need to be in this day and age.
Yeah.
The more honest and authentic you are, the better that you help both sides of the fence. You know, we're a facilitator. As agents, we're here to facilitate. Yes, we're working for the vendor, but we're here to facilitate the sale for both vendor and purchaser.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, comment, or share this with someone who needs this information if they're looking at selling. And we'll catch you in the next episode.